All right. With that said, let's get down to business today. Well, let me tell you about this young man. He got started in ACN. Him and his lovely wife got started because a girlfriend of hers approached them, and they saw the opportunity for what it was. And at the time, I don't know if he'll tell you this, but he tells the story that he was, he's a fire captain. He was a fire captain. Now think about this. Even in the administration, they cut his payback, like he says, for 5,000 a month being a fire captain. And that's a big cutback, y'all. Now, here's what I would say to you: don't wait till that to happen to you. Go out and build your business. And him and his wife sat down with a friend of hers, saw the opportunity, got started, and been with us for 8 years, doing a phenomenal job. They got a lot of great people in the organization. And I tell you what, you can always count on them to do something. Matter of fact, I learned something, quite a few things from them. Matter of fact, on the holidays, they cook a lot of tamales and give to their team on the holiday. And they're 3 days, they're in the kitchen 3 days, tamale. But he gives all his customers tamales, and that's how their referral rate is through the roof. Matter of fact, if you want to ask them how many personal customers they have on both positions, and you'll get an understanding of why those tamales work real well, because he gives back. So right now, let's give a warm welcome to Regional Director, none other than the great Mr. Chris Keene.
Thank you for saying the things about me, boss. But it's the law of attraction. You guys are on here because of the law of attraction. Mr. Thomas is set the course out for us all to follow, and because we are a lot like our character and our livelihoods and how we live things, that we're attracted to be on here and grow from Mr. Thomas. And sir, we appreciate everything you do for us, especially being putting this platform together for us to speak and also learn. So greatly appreciated. And to be honest with you guys, I know he said the tamale thing, and Rose and I have to put it out there. If any of y'all would like any of those tamales, once you become our customer, I will get them to you. Just want to be straight up. So it's not going to be much. It could be a gas customer. It could be something small. There's not much there, but at least we get you your tamales. So I'll expect those orders here. I'll be looking in the little thing. So we'll be getting those orders in. So let us know up front, because Christmas is coming. So we're going to start making them here pretty soon. So all right. Let me get on here and get things moving. So today is, I'm going to take some stuff out of, and it's actually interesting because Mrs. Corleno's on here, and she spoke earlier this week, and Mrs. Coles, and I'm able to use some of what they talked about because how big this is. So we're going to be talking about networking to win, okay? And we're going to be throwing some numbers down. I'm going to be bringing some stuff up, so you might want to have your cameras ready too, just to take a photo and go, okay? So network to win. Now, I spoke about this before, and then Miss Corleno's, as a friend, and I see Miss Corleno, it's Roxanne, and a girlfriend or whatever, but on the call, it's about that respect. It's about showing how much respect we have for her. But Miss Corleno talked about this earlier this week. Talked about joining or finding a networking group, which isn't hard to do. It really isn't. And now just to sit there and think like, where do I go? What do I do? Yeah, now that would be. But there's actually some arenas out there I'm going to show you here in a little bit. But look, networking groups, guys. Honestly, this is the model to working smarter, not harder. Okay, do you guys really, if you really understood how big this is in your business, and I'm going to give those numbers to you, you guys, if you understood that the first time I talked about it, you guys would already be in a networking group somewhere. Okay, so to get started, I joined Business Network International, probably 15 years ago. In short, Business Network International is BNI. They're basically global. And here's what's crazy. It's a little pricey to get started with them, right? And I didn't get customers right away, and then you always, Miss Rose, my queen, she's a lot better in evaluating all that stuff. Like, I'm just like, frig, fire. I'm like, do it and go. Kick the door in, let's go. Put Mr. Thomas on nozzle, Mr. Waller on the axe, and we're going. Don't looking around, no nothing. Go. But Rose is going to evaluate this. So We started wondering, like, is this actually a good idea? But here's the thing, and this is what Mrs. Coles talked about earlier. You have to build trust first. Okay, so if you come in these networking groups, if the networking group isn't referred to, like BNI refers to this as a giver's gain, okay, that you don't get until you give. Mr. Thomas talks about you can't give or receive with a closed fist. Got it? It's that mentality. It's that. So our first networking group, we had 27 networkers. Okay, these are independent business owners from different aspects. There's no two in one group. Okay, that's the benefit. Now, to give you an understanding of the numbers of networkers is the amount that your sphere of influence increases. So with 27 networks, that basically meant your sphere of influence increased 27 times. And with 27 people in the group, which included me, we did about 750,000 in our biggest year. Our goal was 1 million, but we still hit 750,000 in referrals back and forth to each other inside that group. That's not bad. 750,000. Would anybody take that? Heck yeah, every single one of us would. But here's the thing. Out of that group, here's my numbers. We got 14 customers out of that group of 27 people, and I got one business partner out of it. Okay. Now here's what's crazy. Oh, you got a business partner. Yeah, well, that business partner, Mr. Thomas remembers them. It was a couple. And it started out with one business partner, but it blew up. So they almost reached the position of TC, and which today is either RC or RD, something like that. And after 9 years, I think it's been roughly 9 years, we're still getting paid off of some of those customers. Now, the couple, didn't unfortunately dissolved, and they kind of went their separate ways. But the customers that they brought in and the business owners that they brought in that brought customers in, we're still getting paid off. So like I say, the business network, or BNI, is a little expensive, but it's a good place and worth it to learn the skills that you're going to need in this arena. Okay. Now, for us, the times, as time passes, the groups, like business, it grows and it does this, right? So the group kind of, and it was a little bit due to the leadership in that specific group. So don't base this on everything around the world, but the individual wasn't adding value to a lot of people. So we decided to, like, there was 4 of us, because people started leaving. So it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. There was like 4 of us. We said, you know what? Let's go have coffee. We decided that we're going to break off. We're going to break off and started our own group. So we did it. We branched off. So what do you do when you have branched off? We got a name, figured out what day we wanted to meet, what time we wanted to meet, and that's where it all started. So, with just the 4 of us, it's been 10 years or so, the 4 of us started. And like I said, we had our ups and downs. Our group grew a little bit and it was doing this, but it wasn't really growing. And but birds of a feather flock together. We started attracting the right people. Our mindset started correcting. And our group's called Refer to Grow. Okay. So with that, or R2G. So we kind of got that little, that BNI, like R2G. And not R2D2 for some of you techies, but R2G. So here it is. We had our ups and downs. We needed rules and regulations. So we took the rules and regulations from that group we were in, because it was very strict and very structured. And we grew it. So to date, we have 37 networkers in our group now, 37. But here's the kicker. We've done since January. You got it? Not since we started, since January this year, we've done $1.8 million in referred business. Anybody want to be a part of that? 1.8 million. So, here, let me try this. I think I was getting some noise in the background. I had a fan running. So, $1.8 million in referred business is not a bad deal. So basically, tell me again why you guys aren't in a networking group. You got no excuse. So let me run you guys some numbers here. I got to read these. So here's our numbers. 37 people in our group. So to date, Rose and I, out of that group, have 11 gas accounts for 12 points. We got 5 home securities for 36 points. We have 17 ID seals for 120 points. So we have a total of 33 services for a total of 168 points out of that one group. Now, here's what's crazy. One of the ladies that came and got ID seal talked to her parents, ID seal and gas, talked to her parents about it. Her parents actually got gas. I can't remember if they got something else. So the parents told their friends about something. They got gas. That guy, right? This is a second generation referral. That guy refers his church, and we got their gas. Now, I call it holy gas, but Rose says no, it doesn't exist. So, but anyway, but that's what networking does. Okay, so here it is, guys. We're gonna be doing work anyway. Mr. Thomas didn't just go to Starbucks and come home and there was names and numbers in his pocket on a piece of paper or on a business card. That didn't happen. Mr. Thomas actually had to go down there and do some work. He actually had to talk to somebody. Okay. And it worked out great for him. So there's going to be some kind of work involved. But that's called busy work. That's not hard. Mr. Thomas, you didn't see Mr. Thomas outside sweating, shoveling dirt, and moving rocks, and that's physical work. So Mr. Thomas just did some busy work. So with us doing busy work, let me show you how easy this is going to be for you guys, okay? Because you guys need to find a networking group. I'm telling you, it is money that you aren't capitalizing on, okay? So the easy thing here, let me show you here. You want to know where to go. So I don't know where any networking groups are, Chris. What do I do? Here's what you do. You Google networking groups in Fresno, but do me a favor. Don't Google Fresno. Google your town. Okay. I'm not saying that to be smarty, but because some people actually Google networking groups in Fresno and they live in Baltimore. So networking groups in the town you live in. Now, I just Googled Fresno. It's bigger than Clovis, but Clovis has some too because we live in Clovis. So networking groups in Clovis. Here it is, guys. Look at here. Fresno, California networking events. There's something else you're going to want to pay attention to. The Chamber of Commerce. Find out your Chamber of Commerce. They have mixers all the time. That's a great place to go because, look, let's just be honest. Real estate agents attend those things like crazy. And what do most real estate agents need? A concierge service, right? For services. And most of them, unless they have a spouse that's working a job that provides it, don't have health care. Two things right off the top. Okay, so here it is, networking events. Find professional networking events and groups in Fresno. Okay, look at this, Clovis Chamber of Commerce. There it is. And look, if that's not good enough to you, here's networking events all over my town. And you just put the thing over one, small business empowerment. See, not too hard. So find a place and find out. Now, if you get on here, it'll tell you what time and what place they're having it. Now, some have a phone number you can call them, but I mean, honest, there's people who've looked us up because they're hearing about us now and just showing up. Who invited you? I invited myself. Is that okay? Yeah, absolutely. What do you do for work? Now, say he's a real estate agent. Okay. If he's a real estate agent, I'm sorry, we already have a real estate agent in here. You can sit and watch, but you cannot participate because you can only have one in the group of each. Okay. So just know that. And that's what's going to happen. So you do telecom and energy. How many people out there in ACN or in these networking groups? Not a lot, guys. And there's a lot of groups out there. Oh, you got someone covering that in this group? No problem. I'll go find another group. You meet at 10 in the morning. I can't meet at 10. I can meet at 7. Oh, here's one right here. Oh, you can do lunch, but you can't do the morning. Here's one here. Oh, you can't do breakfast or lunch. Here's an evening one. Oh, you can't do any of those. Here's a Zoom. It's all, and check this out. Zoom has some great information about networking and using that for so you can learn this. It's not that hard. So networking groups in Fresno. So simplistic. So let me see if I go back here. So now here, so now we've got us a group we want to go check out, and we go check it out in the city, in the state, whatever. And but if there's nothing there, and you have to start one, or you don't like the one you've seen or been to, start one. So here's the easy part about it. You can go on here, and I just went to BNI International. So BNI rules and regulations. So if you're having issues, here it is right here. Business general policies, BNI core values. And here's what's crazy. I want you to listen to this. This right here says starts, where is it? But it starts with giver's game. Here it is. BNI pushes that hard. It's giver's game, giver's game, giver's game. And that's like gospel for them. Okay. That's it. So now you guys know how to go look for one. Now, if you don't have one, you know how to start one. Get the rules and regulations, write them down in your group's name. And that's what we've done. So I'll give you guys a heads up. So we've got 2 people here in Fresno Clovis, that we're going to start another group. I've got people approaching me saying, hey, I want to be part of your networking group. What do you do? And just the other day, oh, I'm car detailer. I'm like, yeah, car detailers are good because I can get the wife's car looking spotless and take all the credit for it. So don't tell her. You're not listening, are you, babe? So, right? So get things going and get things moving. So we're going to start, and listen to this. How many churches you have in your town? I don't care if you got a small town or you in a big town. How many churches you got in town? All right. So we're going to start, and let me see if I can find the name here. It's going to be called CWB, Christian Warrior Business Owners, or businessmen, business people. Okay. And this is just starting, but this is all in the prelim. So you guys are getting to see this. And I got 2 people that are both in ACN, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to divide what they offer. So one will offer, I'm going to give you an example, healthcare and ID seal. And the other is going to offer TV, internet, and all the others, and phones and all the other stuff, energy. You see what I'm saying? You see how that's being done? So once that's set for these 2 people, we've already got the rules in place. We're going to get that in writing. And then we're going to go out. Now, here's what's crazy. I've already got the kid that does auto detailing, because we have an auto detailer in our group, and he can't come to our group and speak. He can come to our group and check it out, but he can't speak. He can't tell anybody. He can't give a business card. That's what we don't allow. But guess what? We're starting a new group. Guess what we need? Auto detailer. Oh, weird. So basically, we got the 2 that are going to be running it, and 1 person. So we're already at, once that kid comes in, at 3. We'll probably charge like $100 a month, or I'm sorry, $100 a year. And what that covers, that will cover mixers. So we'll put mixers together. Now it's a Christian group, so it'll be alcohol free and some hors d'oeuvres. And people can come and give their business cards of positions that we don't have in the group. If we already have a lawyer, we don't, other lawyers can't come in unless they lawyer in a different arena, like crash and wreck victims, whatever they call that. And then, law attorney, civil law, so something. So as long as they're separate, they can be, but they can't do the same thing. Okay. So that's important. And that's where it's going to start. That's where it's going to start. And I'm telling you, people thought I was a little funny and crazy. When our first group, I kept telling them, and we were only making about $300,000 a year at the time. It's right now, you're going to want to get started with this, because this group, I'm telling you right now, this group is going over $1 million. You're either going to be glad you did, or you're going to wish you would have. And that's how I talk to people. I do the same thing with the business. So this group is going to grow. No, it's not me. No, I'm not going to be getting any customers out of that. But am I? The 2 people that are going to be part of the group are on our team. So in essence, back to helping them grow, which is going to help our team grow. And yeah, we might get business partners, maybe not, but I'll tell you what, we will get customers. Those two will get customers. And that group is going to be going over, I'll give it 2 years, $1 million a year in referred business. That's it. You guys, you want to be a part of it and do something on your own, in your own city, in your own town. I know, Roxanne, you're starting brand new over there in Texas, in another town in Texas. And, you know, and I don't see her as being in the other, was it Dallas you were in first? Oh, yeah, I'm a horrible lip reader, but she was in another town. And now she's moved to Lubbock. Lubbock's right. So she's in a new town. So with the new town it's wide open for her. But here's what I see with her. If she keeps this up, pretty soon, you're going to see Roxanne Corlano in every freaking city in Dallas, in Texas. Hey, let's go to Amarillo. Oh, no, Roxanne's got that. Oh, let's go here. No, she's got that. No, how about, you know, Juarez? Nope, she's there too. And she speaks Spanish. So it's just going to take amount of time. But she could have a business networking group in each one of those towns, and now put business owners on her team in position to run those groups and grow. So look, you heard of all the 168 points. You think I did that on my own? It was all referrals. People come to us. I got a phone call the other day. Oh my gosh, Chris, this is Audrey. Hey, you okay? Yes, yeah. I don't know what happened, blah, 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 blah. But I just got hacked bad. And I was like, oh, Lord, that's not good. So she's literally signed up with no questions, no nothing, signed up right there on the spot. And she was in a hurry because she's a mobile chef. So she'll actually come to you, which is really cool. She'll actually come to your house, cook a 5-course or 7-course meal, clean it up and leave us here with the food to eat. I know, I love it. good problem to have. But find you a networking group. If you don't have one, make one. Here's why. I want you to pay attention to what's going on here. So I got a guy in the group, and he comes to me, he goes, hey, Chris, I got this guy, he's got about 200 employees in his business. This is not me. This is somebody else. And this is his talking. He says, the guy wants to give these guys a raise, but it's going to cost him in the long run more money to give him a raise. I was thinking if we could do something like ID Seal for everybody and he pays for it, that may be something he can better use and everybody can use it. So it's kind of like a big benefit. And I was like, yeah, for 200 people, I don't care what you say. Yeah. So I get online, I have to actually have to email ID Seal, and they don't do group stuff like that. So most people are like, oh, well, at least you tried. No, man, are you kidding me? I'm going to look to see what we can do about individuals. If the people want it, the guy's going to pay for it, and he just reimburses them, but they have to order it themselves and he'll reimburse them. And I said the cheap way out of that is not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody's going to go and pay up front to get reimbursed. Okay, which is fine. At least he's off the hook for wanting to do something. I tried to do something for you. You just didn't want to do it. So I don't know what to tell you. So here's what's crazy. Have you all, how many points? And y'all know how many points there is for ID Seal? Huh, Mr. Thomas? Got it. You guys got it. So times that by 200. How many points is that for one position? This is somebody else thinking for me about growing my business. Tell me again why you guys aren't in a networking group. I'm not catching this. So look, now that you guys know, y'all got some work to do. What are the possibilities of you in your group that you get started? They're endless, but you have to get started to do. Now, like I say, y'all got some work to do right now. You got to go get busy. You got to start. You guys got a spot right now. If you guys don't have your own or are in a networking group in the next 30 to 60 days, I can't help you. But the Jews used to chair Jews used to tear their clothing, and that means I can't do anything for you. You're on your own, because you really are. We've got Mr. Thomas just right now talked about how to go get 3 names and numbers down at Starbucks. Boom, done. Now I just told you how to start a networking group so people come to you. So now your only option right now is, Mr. Thomas, the call is yours. Get on Google and get started. And I look forward to hearing all your stories.